6 seconds. Or race at an E1, and that's going to do it for the roller.
Alright, so here's the video nobody's been asking for. What's been done to the car? And a little tour of where I do the work to it. Alright, so to start off, let's start off with the tools here. So I got this Craftsman toolbox thing here. It does lock, but I live in a rural area, so I never really need to. There is the top drawer is just electrical supply stuff for doing electrical things like lights, dog barking in the background. We got multimeter, electrical tape, more wire, wire strippers, wire tester, zip ties. In this drawer has the majority of what I use a lot. Has a ratchet set with a millimeter and some, so with metric and imperial sockets, and that brush. I got a nice micrometer here that I don't use. I got this, where is it? Well, I have a longer one of these magnetic things to get bolts that I drop down in the engine bay if I ever do. This drawer, those panel clip tools, oil filter wrench, screwdrivers. Down here is just extra parts that I don't need yet, but might soon. That's what's there. And then here I got most of my spray paints, my painter's tape, and interior care, exterior care, that kind of thing. Got a bunch of microfiber towels. Can never have too many of those. And got some paper towels over here for cleaning up messes, because you know that happens a lot when you're working on cars. And next, recently, I got this light from Walmart for only 18 bucks. Didn't really have a good light for working. It was always dark in my engine bay when I was working on it, and I had to use one light bulb thing, but this is nice. You can drive right under it. It's LED, it's bright, and you only need to plug it into an extension cord, so that's pretty handy to have now. And this is the garage. We don't have garage doors, but again, we live in a rural area, so that doesn't really matter too much. There's the oil spill where it was leaking when I did the valve cover gasket improperly. Over here I've got a jack, and we've also got another bigger jack over there. And so this is where the Subi sits most of the time. Not most of the time, but at night and stuff. Alright, so first we'll go ahead and pull off the hood. Alright, so nothing too exciting here. Standard EJ engine bay here, pretty much. Just a few things I have done. Painted that red, need to redo it because it doesn't look that great. And I painted the airbox, which is a K&N airbox, so that makes it a little special, but painted that red. And then recently in my most recent video you saw me put in these NGK plugs. Those are better. They make the engine bay look a little nicer in my opinion. And I did have to put in a new radiator last year, but that's been working fine since. And that's pretty much it for under the hood. There's not really much you can do with naturally aspirated EJs, but that's what's been done there. Next thing I'll talk about are kind of under the hood still, but not really. These lights, they're called position pods. They're like Raptor lights. I put them behind the grill. This mesh grill I got off eBay, I think, and so that's another thing I've done is this mesh grill is not a stock grill, and then we've got this special looking TS badge for that. So let me go ahead and turn on those lights and show you actually. So just turn the key, because that's how they're wired, is just when the car is on, they turn on. Don't have a switch for them. And so there you go. There might be some mixed opinions about it, but I like it. It's my car. Turn that off. The next thing up front, really, I guess, would be the vanity plate. Subaru. Pretty funny. But it is, you see the Grimspeed license plate cover. It is the official Grimspeed license plate relocation. It screws into where the tow hook would go, and it's pretty easy. I would definitely recommend it to anybody who has a Subaru that it will fit. I think they support most Subarus, different ones for different years, obviously. And then where the plate used to go, I made my own license plate delete with the old badges that I took off the back. And so that's that custom delete that I made for there. And next up, I turned the car around so that way the lighting would be better on the back. I used to have these tinted, you might remember, but they're no longer tinted, and it took a long time to get the tint off. So then I have plasti dipped the word Subaru because I thought it would look cool. Probably should do another coat to make it more refreshed. I do have my first Subaru badge. You can get those free for any Subaru as long as you with your VIN number if you have a Subaru. There's the other taillight is no longer tinted. I do have the Grimspeed sticker that came with license plate delete. I mean relocation delete, whatever you want to call it. And we do have the plate back here too with the Grimspeed cover. And we have the 2.5 and Impreza badges are plasti dipped, and then another one of those better looking TS badges for back here that I got. And the major thing about back here is this amazing exhaust. It is a pseudo, so it's an actual exhaust. It's not just an eBay exhaust or anything. It's a real exhaust, and it is all the way back to the cab. Alright, let's hop in. Okay, so we're in the car now. One of the first things you probably notice is the gauge bezel. I have painted red. That's the one that I did. The gauge lights, I did make them red, but they are difficult to see. I need to get new ones for that. Then the next thing you probably notice is that the doors are black, and I did paint the door trim, the handle trim, red to give it kind of an accent there. Over here we got nothing fancy except this switch, which is currently connected to nothing, but I have had things in the past, and if I ever want to redo it, I can. Then over here I've painted the hazard button and the cup holder red, which this cup holder is amazing. It's my favorite cup holder. It's a perfect spot for it. I did put in an aftermarket radio when I first got it. It's just a generic, well, it's a Pioneer stereo. It's Bluetooth. It's got Bluetooth built in. It's got an aux if you need it, but I like using the Bluetooth. I did make these light up red, which is different than stock. Those are usually green, and the radio also glows red. So everything is kind of a red and black theme, if you couldn't tell already, because it kind of goes well with the car. So the dash is done in black, and all the doors are black and have those red accents now, even more in the back. Alright, next, moving on to, if you didn't know, I have a 5-speed. Now my STI shift knob may be controversial, but this is my reasoning for it. STI is not a type of car. It's a trim level. It's an appearance package. It's a performance package, but it's also just an appearance package. You see newer Crosstreks that are also branded as STI, and it's not like I'm claiming that my car is an STI either. It's an appearance modification that I added. And so next we've got these blank buttons that I painted red just recently actually, to give it more of an accent too. And then up here we've got phone holder and a dash cam. The biggest performance upgrade I've done to this is the exhaust, so I say let's start her up and hit the road. Alright, so as editor Isaiah here, I recorded too much. I recorded a lot of footage, and so I'm going to end this video here, and there's going to be a part 2 or a separate video coming very shortly. Hopefully posting them at about the same time, so see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.